Mike Bohn joined now by Luke Rockhold, former UFC champ, Strikeforce champ. How's it going, Luke?
It's going good. Just getting back in shape.
You spend a little time out of shape there after the BKFC fight?
Yeah. You gotta take some downtime and get away from things. Some injuries, some things. So a little tooth problem.
Yeah, was that it? How's that experience? Is it everything you kind of want out of it? Of course, you would have rather the win and all that stuff, but to go through that, what was it like for you in hindsight now?
Yeah, it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, but I was approached with a nice contract, an opportunity to do something different. I like doing things different, things that are challenging. Maybe not necessarily the smartest thing to do, but it was a challenge that I was looking forward to try, and for a pretty good paycheck, I have to say. So going into it, I knew Mike was a little wild man. I knew that I thought I could outbox him, which I planned to do, which I thought I was doing well at. But it's not like bare knuckle is hard to train for. It's hard to understand, and you don't really know into the energy until you're in there and you have this chaotic space and you don't know the environment, the cage, the ring, whatever the fuck it is. So it's not like it's an intense brawl. It's not like a technical fight, and it doesn't exactly suit my style, and you don't really figure all that out until you're in there. So I don't look back on it in a bad way. I think it was a cool experience and happy to get paid, but I wasn't willing to lose my fucking grill for that shit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no doubt. So I wouldn't do it again. It was just a one fight deal, right? So that's kind of in the past for you now.
That was the idea, and that was the whole place for it. I didn't plan on making a career out of bare knuckle fighting. It was one of those ones where you just want to get in there, you want to test it, you want to feel it, you want to chalk that up on the board on the bucket list, and then move on. I felt my tooth go in, and it had chipped an old veneer I had back from surfing accident. Then he bent in my other front tooth. Like his main knuckle must have hit me just fucking perfectly on my front two teeth. And I was just like, I felt that thing just bend in, and the missing. That was a moment I was just like, nah. I ain't get, not for this. I haven't made it this far to lose my fucking grill. So I was like, nah.
Look, is that like the most intolerable injury you've had in a fight where you're just like, man, like, nope?
I mean, if it was different, I mean, it's not like something I've trained my whole life for and I wanted to do and I have passion for. This is something that's just like, at the end, coming in, I was proposed to do something different. Yeah, it's fun, but I'm not willing to lose my grill. Yeah. Cracking my leg, the first kick I had was when I fought Yoel Romero. I fractured my leg. That's a very intolerable spot, but I was willing to break my leg and keep going through that process. Feeling that with your tooth, I let Mike hit me a few more times, and I was just like, it's just stupid. You realize how dumb the whole world is, the sport. It's not. Yeah, like I said, it's an intense brawl. It's not a technical, artistic fight. You know what I mean? That I dedicate my life to. So if I dedicated my life to something like fighting, if we're in a fucking championship fight, I might come out looking like fucking Yosemite Sam, but I'm gonna keep my teeth for now.
Yeah, different kind of stakes. I totally get where you're coming from. So you say you're get back in shape. What do you feel like you're wanting to do next? I know you're still a free agent. I'm sure lots of options, but you wanting to do something a little more traditional now, I assume?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm just getting back in shape. Like I said, I had a little tear in my UCL, whatever, the ligament in my elbow going into the fight. And then I furthered that as I was in I went to Kenya to do a TV show. My buddy's an episode for Man Eats Wild, and I got this interaction with the Maasai warriors where they want to do a competition, how high you can jump, how hard you can shoot the fucking bows, and then of course, we get into spear throwing. These spears are like 30 fucking pounds. And you got to show up and you got to throw. And I ended up actually tearing my elbow even worse and making it a little more of a process now. So I've been recovering from that, from the my tribal interaction. And so picking wisely, I'm going down to Colombia next month to do stem cells and just babying this process, because trying to avoid surgery and get back in the swing of things. But you never know. Maybe grappling right now in the meantime, just because it doesn't affect that process. It's really throwing punches and everything and opening up is what's going to be affecting that. So mix it up. Play to my strengths, but get out there and mix and get back in the game. Really, I just got back on the road, started running, started getting zeroed in, get my strength, getting everything else back.
Interesting. So I want to ask more about that show in Kenya. That sounds like an interesting experience, but you mentioned grappling. First thing that comes to my mind is Luke Rockhold versus GSP in December. We know he's coming back. Any interest in that?
Georges St-Pierre?
Yeah, he's doing the Fight Pass Invitational in December. He does not have an opponent yet, and I know they're looking for someone.
Georges St-Pierre wants to go. I'd go with George in a heartbeat. But if he's smart, he'd probably not.
Why do you think you're just too big for him, or?
Yeah, I'm too big and too good for him, for sure.
Yeah, that
and
would
be, I'm not going down below 185 pounds. I mean, really, grappling, I wouldn't go below 190.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That seems super interesting to me, though. You'd make it fun and everything. Hopefully, we could put this out there. Maybe someone will see it. But that actually sounds pretty interesting to me.
If George wants to go, I'll meet him at 190 pounds.
Okay.
Any day of the week. I'd love to do it.
Yeah, I love this idea, actually. Maybe we'll make something happen here. So tell me a little bit more about this. So you're in Kenya. How long were you there for?
Kenya, I went for about 2 weeks, I'd say. Or I went to Kenya just for a couple of days. And then okay. We went off to South Africa to kind of do the harvesting side of things.
Wow. And yeah, good experience, though, even though despite the injury, it was something you enjoyed?
Yeah, no, it was an unbelievable experience. Obviously, getting out and interacting with the Maasai warriors and seeing how the quality of life they have. They're so content with what they have and the unity and just an experience, getting with the tribe and being able to get on the plains and experience that whole culture and then going out to South Africa and being able to like hunt, track, and harvest food and cook and eat, do the whole process. People are so detached from the world, and I believe in eating what I kill, but more importantly, like understanding the practice of killing what you eat. People just want to eat, not understand where it comes from, and not kill it. So,
right.
I appreciate the process. I'm not going to go out there and kill everything, but it's got, if it's edible, if it's good, if it's a good plains game, I'm down to game.
Is that what it's just about for you at this point? Like the post-UFC life, just kind of trying to rack up different experiences, leave yourself open to whatever it may be, any type of opportunity, whether it's on the life side or the fight side. You just want to have kind of the handcuffs off to a degree.
Isn't that what life's about?
Yeah. Not
having handcuffs and being able to experience everything in there is to offer and get paid for it. Have fun with it. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting, right?
I still feel like I'm competing at the highest level. I mean, until I'm getting like, no one's taking me out and making me look foolish right now. I mean, of course, I stepped into a world where I fought one of the best bare knuckle boxers when I shouldn't have. I took away my skill set, and I showed up. I did pretty good. I'm not getting beat down by anybody. I mean, Paulo Costa, I took 3 years off and fought one of the best guys, and I took him to the bitter end. That fight runs longer, and I'm winning that fight. Until people are fucking schooling me and putting me away, and especially on the lower level, I'm fighting the best guys there is. and I'm still showing up. So I still feel like I have a lot more to offer. I just need to pick wisely this time and go out there. But I can go compete with the best guys in grappling. I can compete with the best guys in martial arts, and I can compete with the best guys in bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, no kidding. And you look at, I mean, it seems like opportunities have been there. We'll see kind of what presents itself. But you went and you said you got the great check for BKFC. You look at Nate Diaz. I'm in Dallas right now. He's fighting Jake Paul this weekend. Sounds like he's going to get a nice check. Francis Ngannou is boxing Tyson Fury. What do you just think of like the free agent landscape? It seems like everyone who has been able to get in a position to take things out has found pretty good opportunities for themselves.
A few of us, yeah. A few of us. Yeah. It's an interesting game right now. I think things might be calming down. It is the summertime, but I think there's still definitely opportunities to see what happens with Francis. We'll see what happens with Nate. I think those could definitely lead potentially into new things. So, yeah, we'll see how this weekend goes and how Francis goes. But I think there's a lot of opportunities, and be smart and play the game right. It's for the taking.
Yep. How do you think it goes with Nate and Jake this weekend?
I don't know. I really don't know. Nate's style of boxing, it's like he's – what is it? Is it 10 rounds now? I moved to 10 rounds?
Yeah, it's 10 rounds now.
I think Jake's a bigger guy. I think that could be a problem too. So Jake's used to boxing more so, but Nate's punches aren't like they're not. He's great in MMA, the smaller gloves, but how's it gonna work with bigger gloves on, with boxing gloves on? Were they doing 10-ounce gloves?
I believe so. Yeah, 10-ounce markers. Boxing match, 8-ounce gloves.
Not sure.
I think it's 8 or 10. Let's just ask my buddy in the room here.
Yeah, 8 or 10. And Francis is what, 10 or 12?
I think Francis is 10. No, the details on that. Yeah, it's 10. Which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So,
we'll see.
Yeah.
What do you
one
think?
of the main reasons, man, for Francis, I think everyone's more just happy that he's getting this opportunity, getting paid and stuff. It's like a win for him to just get in there, I think. So if he loses, I think a lot more people are expecting it, and it's like not as big of a deal. I think if Nate loses to Jake, it's maybe a bit of a different type of hit on his reputation.
What's the odds on Nate and Jake?
Oh gosh, let's look it up. Jake Paul, Nate Diaz odds. Jake's about a 3-1 favor right now. He is minus 360. Nate's plus 265.
What's the weight?
They're doing at 185. Where Nate has never fought before. He's never fought above 170.
Of course. This is the Jake Paul. That's the MO for the Paul Broys. Fight smaller guys. Fight smaller guys and get more credit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Nate's, it seems like he's trying to bulk up a little bit. I heard him say he's eaten this camp and stuff, but yeah, who knows how that impacts his conditioning, all that stuff. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I don't think the Diaz brothers will have any problem with conditioning. They seem to last.
Yeah, for sure, man. So one of the main things, that we're talking about today, one of your great sponsors at OnlyFans set this up, and I know, they love working with you, and you guys have a great relationship here. Can you just tell me how that came together and what people can kind of expect out of you when they're kind of looking at your content and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think OnlyFans is they're making a move into the sports world and trying to adopt a cleaner lifestyle. Yeah, you can expect. I get when I get back in my routine. It's I live a life of like I'm 38 years old. I try to keep my longevity in the sport, and it's like you have to stay on. You have to have a morning grind. It's the rise and grind kind of aspect is what they're really into, and that's what I live in. I live in every day. I live in this madhouse, I call it, which is just it's a corrective pattern. Every day you got to wake up and you got to try to correct the problems that you make every day. We're all making problems, and if you don't go through that process of correcting, you're not going to get that. You got to eat right. You got to replenish right. You got to do the whole process. And that's like what motivates me. A lot of this coming back and still competing is just that longevity of the body and the motivation to keep going. You know, it's inspiring me to go train and compete and to further myself and the longevity I have in the game. It's all a process, and it's just it makes it fun for me. I like to entertain people. I might not have won the last few, but I think I've showed up and I've competed and I've entertained to some level. OnlyFans, they definitely enjoy the process, but they push the line. So you gotta stick to your guns.
Right. Well, I know your former opponent, Paulo Costa, is part of the team, and they set me up to talk with him earlier today. And he said he would love to do some collaborations with you. Maybe you guys can do some content together. Any interest in this on your end?
Paulo Costa. Okay. Yeah. We'll see how that works. Present, Paulo.
Yeah. We'll see. How do you think he does against Hamzat?
I don't know. I really know. You never know with that kind of fight until it gets closer to the fight, and you start judging like the preparation and the mindset before. But I mean, Paulo's a big guy, but at the same time, Hamzat, like Paulo, like he's not like a great wrestler. He doesn't have a great position where Hamzat might try to expose that. He's going to be big and strong at 185 pounds. I'm sure he's going to bulk up. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see who comes with the right game plan. But I mean, if Paulo's in the right mindset, he's dangerous on top, on the feet for sure.
Yeah. You still keep tabs on like the UFC middleweight division? It's kind of a crapshoot right now. They're trying to get, Izzy wants to fight in 5 weeks in Australia. Duplessis won't do it. They don't want to book Sean Strickland for some reason. It seems like it's just kind of a mess over there.
Yeah, just slow down a bit. I think Duplessis he's got a hurt. He's hurt. He's got an injury with his foot or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Take your time, man. I think that fight should happen, and that's what they should wait for. I mean, why waste it with Sean Strickland when you have the ultimate African battle?
Right. Yeah. That's one of the tricky things about. That's one of the tricky things about the UFC machine, though, right? Like they have a event already there; it's sold out, and they don't have a headliner. It's 5 weeks away, and like they try to shoehorn these things in that don't necessarily work. They have the dates before they have the fights and stuff, and it makes it kind of tricky in certain situations when it comes to matchmaking.
Yeah, it's not my problem anymore.
No, I know. That's great, right? You got freedom to whatever. So, like, perfect world. I know you said you're on the rehab. You're gonna go to Colombia and stuff. Like, if you don't get GSP in December, I think it's December 16th. That Fight Pass Invitational. When in your perfect world do you compete again?
There's quite a few things on the table right now. I'm negotiating with. So, I think the first key is just get back on. And I'm like I said, I'm hitting the road. I'm training every day, and I'm working towards whatever is the sexiest opportunity ahead. Georges St-Pierre is pretty fun. Grappling,
yeah,
all day. Champ versus champ. Anytime you want to go, we could go. 190 is my offer.
Okay, we'll get it out there, and that'll be the pitch. I'm certainly interested. I mean, one of the other names I heard is like Damian Meyer or something. You are 10 times more compelling, and you'd make it much more fun than that. So I think this is the way to go so far. I don't see a better option out there.
I didn't realize. How big is Georges St-Pierre these days?
He is looking semi-skinny, but like I don't know. I think he's open to like higher weights and stuff, though. I think there's some flexibility for sure in doing it. I don't think he's trying to do this at like 165 or anything like that. I think, 185, 190, I think that could be in play.
Yeah. No, I like it. George can wrestle. I think that's the key with grappling these days is being able to like actually collide in a real way and not just dropping to your ass and scooting around like these kids and just attacking legs. So I'm looking for a real match. If I were to do grappling, it would be something like, like when I went against that Nicky Rod kid, at least he would try to interact with me, not just jump underneath these people these days. I'm not the biggest fan of the modern, grappling approach which is it's just like no, it's like grappling should be self-defense oriented. You shouldn't drop your ass and like just call people down. It's like you're not going to do that in the street. You're going to get hit over the head with a chair or a stick,
Right.
something, stomped on. But
yeah, well, I think that's what George said to you. Like, he's like, I don't want some 10-minute bullshit that ends in a draw, whatever. Like, I think he wants like a real match that's like definitive, winner or loser, that actually feels like real competition.
I'll go straight for your neck. I'm straight at you. You know that I don't hold back. In grappling, in any way of fighting, I'm gonna come for you.
All right. I think the table is set. Let's see if we can make this happen, Luke. I appreciate the time. It's always good to catch up with you. Hope things are well, and hopefully you get healthy soon.